Good morning, Unity friends and family. I'm Katrina from Unity of New Orleans. At Unity, we welcome all people from all spiritual paths and every walk of life. We are here to support you on your path, wherever you are. We celebrate the diversity of our city and our planet, and we teach love, tolerance, and oneness. We seek to live in harmony with open hearts and open minds, and we offer positive, practical, and progressive teachings that support abundant living and the spiritual evolution of our planet. Our invocation: we are now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. We acknowledge thy presence and thy power, O Blessed Spirit. In thy divine wisdom, now erase our mortal limitations, and from thy pure substance of love, bring into manifestation our world according to thy perfect law. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. So there was a man who was stranded on a desert island by himself for many, many years. And he was finally rescued one day. And when the rescuers arrived, they were confused to see that he had built 2 churches on the island. And so they asked him why. Well, he pointed to the one and he says, "That's the church that I go to." And then he pointed to the other and he said, "And that's the one that I don't go to." Now we at Unity find that humorous, of course, because here we teach that all paths lead to God. So on Mary Beth's recommendation, I'm going to offer a series of lessons that lay out the philosophical and theoretical foundation of the Unity movement. I'd like to offer you some stories about our founders and share some of their beliefs. And I know that some of you have been members of Unity for a long time and these ideas are familiar to you, but I just encourage you to take this as a reminder of why you're here. Most of this information comes from the history and the archives at unity.org. And my objective is just to reveal that Unity is about oneness, inclusiveness, and love. So I thought a good place to start is to define the word unity. And I looked in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Unity is defined as the quality or state of being made one, as in unification, oneness, a condition of harmony and accord, a totality of related parts, an entity that is a complex or systematic whole. And finally, a 20th century American movement that emphasizes the spiritual sources of health and prosperity. So we're actually in the dictionary. And by definition, unity means oneness. And that is what we are all about. Unity is not a religion. We call ourselves spiritual, but not religious. It is for those who sense the depths of their own being and celebrate the awareness of a power greater than themselves. The teachings in Unity bring together ancient wisdom with modern interpretations of what it means to be alive and to be human. Unity inspires different ways to think about the force of love and intelligence that many people call God. Some of what you'll find in Unity might sound familiar, and other parts may be brand new to you. I encourage you to keep an open mind and an open heart. For our founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, were certainly progressive and open-minded folks. I'm going to start with our values. The first one is inclusiveness. We are an inclusive, equitable culture of oneness. Second, inspiration. We inspire and awaken people to the divine within. Third, innovation. We seek continuous improvement in all that we do. 4, creativity. We create meaningful products, services, and experiences that have extraordinary impact. We believe in community. We are a community of collaboration, growth, and accountability. And service. We are here to serve. Unity is free of discrimination on the basis of race, color, gender, age, creed, religion, national origin, ethnicity, physical disability, or sexual orientation. So Unity has no dogma. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, our founders, were actually reluctant to issue a statement of beliefs. They wanted to remain in a constant state of exploration. And Charles was actually not interested in even starting a movement, but rather wanted to share universal principles of truth. Throughout the years, they pulled together teachings of truth that flow through all of the world's great religions. And later, the leaders of Unity boiled them down to 5 basic principles. And they are, first, the force of love and wisdom that underlies all of existence, which may be called God, Great Spirit, Divine Mind, or Universal Intelligence, is all there is and is present everywhere. It doesn't matter what you call it, as long as you call it to you. God is the source and the creator of all, and this source is good and present everywhere. 2, human beings are divine at their core, and therefore inherently good. We are spiritual beings created in God's image, and the Great Spirit lives within each person, which is why we believe we are inherently good. 3, thoughts have creative power to determine events and attract experiences. So we believe that we create our life experiences through our way of thinking. 4, prayer and meditation keep us aligned to the one great power in the universe. And that is why we have a meditation and prayer segments during our Sunday service. And finally, it is not enough to understand these spiritual teachings, but we must practice and live these truths. Knowledge without experience is as useless as no knowledge. Unity has its roots in the New Thought movement. It is a blend of positive thinking, Spiritism, Eastern religions, metaphysics, and Christianity. The Unity spiritual movement started in the 1880s and began with classes, correspondent courses, a magazine, and a prayer ministry. The teachings were primarily based on the power of prayer and the power of the mind over the body. Our founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, a couple from Kansas City, Missouri, both suffered lifelong physical ailments and had constantly sought healing. After they heard a particular lecture by a metaphysician named E.B. Weeks, Myrtle came away with a startling new idea. I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness. So after 2 years of prayer and meditation, Myrtle healed her body of tuberculosis, a diagnosis which had given her only 6 months to live. And so Charles also began to investigate spiritual principles, and he healed a leg that had been damaged in a childhood ice skating accident. So, given their early biographies, the unorthodox spiritual leadership of the Fillmores seems an unlikely prospect. From birth, Myrtle Fillmore, 1845 to 1931, learned the religious values of the Methodist Church that her family attended near Pagetown, Ohio. Charles Fillmore, 1854 to 1948, was born on a Chippewa Indian reservation near St. Cloud, Minnesota, where his father worked as a government official with the tribe. Charles was largely self-educated, he was agnostic, and a free thinker. When Charles and Myrtle married in 1881, they began exploring various theologies together, particularly the philosophies of a movement known as New Thought. Eastern spiritual ideas were especially influential with New Thought folks, leading the Fillmores to explore the ideas of syncretism, mysticism, and spiritual evolution. Syncretism combines different forms of beliefs and synthesizes the practices. Mysticism is the experience of direct communion with ultimate reality, and mystics report direct knowledge of God and spiritual truths through subjective means like intuition. Spiritual evolution involves the consciousness unfolding, developing, and changing. The Fillmores also studied spiritualism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Brahmanism, Rosicrucianism, Theosophy, Christian Science, and other mind science religions, believing that there was some good in every religion. Charles Fillmore wrote that he and Myrtle had taken more than 40 courses in metaphysical subjects, and the Fillmores were greatly influenced by Emma Curtis Hopkins, who was involved in organizing the New Thought movement. So the early influences of the Fillmores, we look to their books, magazines, and literature to discover more about. The family book collection, which is housed in the Unity Library and Archives at Unity Village in Kansas City, has 87 books that represent the family's interest in history, religion, philosophy, and literature, including the Transcendentalists. The first issue of Modern Thought magazine, published in April 1889, advertised 109 books and 94 pamphlets for sale, which they sold from their one-room office in downtown Kansas City. The subjects ranged from Christian Science to Theosophy and included Eastern sacred texts such as the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, the Yoga philosophy, legends and theories of Buddhists, and the light of Asia. In July 1897, the issue of Unity magazine listed several pamphlets for sale based on the lecture series by Swami Vivekananda, a charismatic yogi from India whom they met in Chicago in 1893 when they went up there for the Parliament of World Religions. The Fillmores were devotees of Ralph Waldo Emerson, and they learned from the leading teachers, philosophers, and writers of the day. Both Fillmores intensively studied New Thought, Eastern religions, science, and philosophy. And to share the exciting spiritual teachings that they learned, the Fillmores published a magazine called Modern Thought in 1889. Charles dubbed the Unity Movement in 1891, and they renamed the magazine Unity in 1894. In 1893, Myrtle started We Wisdom, a magazine for children, which was published until 1991. Unity published its first book in 1894, which was entitled Lessons in Truth by Emily Cady. The book continues to be a mainstay in Unity teachings today. In 1890, Charles and Myrtle formed a prayer group that is now called Silent Unity, a 24/7 prayer ministry that responds to more than 2 million people a year through letters, telephone, and email. A second magazine was initiated in 1924, The Daily Word, which now circulates around the globe. In 1922, Charles Fillmore began delivering radio messages over the station WOQ in Kansas City. The classes that the Fillmores taught eventually grew into a seminary, which is now called the Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute, where I am in ministry school, and we now have churches and study groups worldwide. The farm that they initially established to grow produce for their vegetarian restaurant in downtown Kansas City is now Unity Village, Missouri, a 1,200-acre incorporated town and the world headquarters for the enduring unity movement. So many people influenced the Fillmores, particularly the New Thought teachers like Emma Curtis Hopkins, Annie Ricks Millets, R.C. Douglas, Helena Blavatsky, Thomas Troward, and the Fillmore's teachers all shared the same fascination with Eastern philosophy. So when they went to the Parliament of World Religions in Chicago in 1893, they learned about Buddhism and yoga, amongst other philosophies, and it was there that Swami Vivekananda, who was considered a key figure in the introduction of Hindu philosophies and interfaith awareness in America, spoke about religious tolerance and universal acceptance. From there, Unity founders joined other groups in challenging the widespread Western understanding of the divine. And while today the idea of one God expressed in different religions is popular, the notion was relatively new when the Fillmores began their quest. Unity is still teaching the positive and practical concepts from Eastern religions. Today we live in a religiously diverse nation, and through Unity's embrace of syncretism, mysticism, and spiritual evolution, we continue to demonstrate how listening to and honoring a variety of spiritual practices benefits our world. And now a little bit about Charles Fillmore. He was quite a character. He had no intention of creating a systematic philosophy or a movement, and he actually tried to keep that from happening. And that's why he founded Unity magazine. It was devoted to the spiritualization of humanity from an independent standpoint. He studied and shared ideas about everything from spiritualism, psychic research, vegetarianism, yoga, theosophy, astrology, the Vedanta, and more. He was interested in promoting the free flow of truth rather than articulating ideas of his own. He was eclectic and open-minded, and he reserved the right to change his mind. He was a kind of spiritual researcher. He would study a principle and learn it, apply it, and then work with it in the silence and in meditation and his own personal work. And if it seemed to work out for him, then he would teach it. And if it didn't work, he would reject it. Charles said, "We do not claim to have discovered any new truths, or that we have any special revelation of truth. There is truth in every religion, and it is my privilege to take truth from any source and make it fundamental as a rule and an action in my life." Steeped in Hinduism, Charles wholeheartedly believed in reincarnation. He felt a past life connection to ancient Egypt and chose the Egyptian winged disc as a symbol to represent unity. And the symbol is a representation of the earth being lifted in consciousness. Unity magazine described it as a soul giving wings to the body. Now, in 1900, 97% of North America was Christian, and the other 3% was Jewish. So, the Eastern philosophies and New Thought ideas were largely unknown in America at that time. Charles was agnostic and open-minded, and Myrtle had a Christian background, so the couple explored Christianity as well. They believed that traditional Christianity had tragically been misinterpreted, and that they didn't really understand the message of Jesus. Charles became interested in decoding the true teachings of Jesus and distinguishing between Jesus the man and the Christ consciousness that he embodied. He stated that his objective was to discern the truth in Christianity and to prove it. He interpreted the Bible metaphysically, and he wrote the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, which is considered to be one of the most important contributions to the Unity movement. Unity teaches that Jesus was a way shower and example, but not the exception. He manifested the Christ consciousness through his human form, and we all have the same potential to express that divinity that Jesus exemplified, because we are all made in the image and likeness of God. Unity considers the Bible a spiritual textbook and interprets it as a metaphysical representation of humankind's evolutionary journey towards spiritual awakening. Unity focuses on teaching the creative power of the mind and that thoughts are powerful tools, that we create success and prosperity through our consciousness, and that we have a direct connection to divine mind. Prayer and meditation strengthens our relationship with the Source, and these are, in essence, the same lessons that Jesus taught. Today, Unity is all over the world teaching universal truths. And because Charles had no intention of creating a movement or trying to codify truth, each Unity Center is unique. But our core values are the same: inclusiveness, inspiration, innovation, creativity, community, and service. We do not discriminate because we believe in oneness. There is one source of all things in a myriad of expressions. And no matter what God you pray to, by any name, it is still of the one source. We celebrate diversity and we seek to live in harmony, teaching love and tolerance. We believe in being open-minded and open-hearted. Unity is about personal growth, inspiration, connection, spiritual development, and most importantly, self-realization. We believe in supporting that which feeds, fulfills, harmonizes, connects, uplifts, and helps us to ascend. So we draw truth from all sources, whether it is Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, Jewish, Sufi, yogic, and many, many more. We believe that all paths lead to God, and we offer positive, practical, and progressive teachings to support you wherever you are on your spiritual path. So I have something really special to share with you. Unity Poet Laureate and leader James Dillett Freeman wrote his most famous poem, which was first published in 1948 in the Daily Word. And in August of 1971, this poem was famously carried to the moon by Apollo 15 astronauts James Irwin, David Scott, and Alfred Worden. Stored in a microfilm file, the poem was intended to be left there for future space explorations. James Dillett Freeman received a letter from Irwin in August of 1971, verifying that the fact that this poem was on board the Falcon lunar module on its mission to the moon. And then in November of that year, Irwin visited Unity Village to meet with Freeman. And I found in Unity Archives a recording of James Dillett Freeman reading his own poem. This is entitled, I Am There.
Do you need me? I am there. You cannot see me, yet I am the light you see by. You cannot hear me, yet I speak through your voice. You cannot feel me, yet I am the power at work in your hands. I am at work, though you do not understand my ways. I am at work, though you do not recognize my works. I am not strange visions, I am not mysteries. Only in absolute stillness, beyond self, can you know me as I am, and then but as a feeling and a faith. Yet I am there, yet I hear, yet I answer. When you need me, I am there. Even if you deny me, I am there. Even when you feel most alone, I am there. Even in your fears, I am there. Even in your pain, I am there. I am there when you pray and when you do not pray. I am in you, and you are in me. Only in your mind can you feel separate from me, for only in your mind are the mists of yours and mine. Yet only with your mind can you know me and experience me. Empty your heart of empty fears. When you get yourself out of the way, I am there. You can of yourself do nothing, but I can do all, and I am in all. Though you may not see the good, good is there, for I am there. I am there because I have to be, because I am. Only in me does the world have meaning. Only out of me does the world take form. Only because of me does the world go forward. I am the law on which the movement of the stars and the growth of living cells are founded. I am the love that is the law's fulfilling. I am assurance. I am peace. I am oneness. I am the law that you can live by. I am the love that you can cling to. I am your assurance. I am your peace. I am one with you. I am. Though you fail to find me, I do not fail you. Though your faith in me is unsure, my faith in you never wavers. Because I know you, because I love you, beloved, I am there.
So with that, let us go into our meditation. So close your eyes and begin to breathe slowly and deeply. With each breath, let your body soften and relax. Breathe. And let the sounds and words wash away all concerns. Allow yourself to receive these truths and let them soak into every cell of your being. I am one with universal mind. I know this mind is perfect, and I rely on it for guidance in all of my affairs. This universal mind knows no difficulty, limitation, or lack. It simply creates in my experience that which I believe and accept. The great reality is good and always manifesting itself. I lift my thoughts to the perfection, abundance, and love of the universe. I know and recognize my oneness with all things. I have empathy, tolerance, and compassion for all people and all sentient creatures. I know that all form and all circumstance are the creation of an infinite intelligence that is within me and around me. I know that divine mind is constantly creating in my experience that which I think and believe. I release all thoughts of negativity and disharmony. I see nothing but cooperation and assistance. I hold my thoughts steadfastly on the good. I relax in contemplation of the good, securing the knowledge that everything rests in a power much greater than I am. I trust this power. I have complete faith in this power. I rely upon this power in all my affairs. I accept good and the abundant supply of the universe as mine. I am pure in spirit. I've always been and I always will be. Inside me is a place of confidence, quietness, and security. A place where all things are known and understood. This is the universal mind, divine mind, and the mind of God, of which I am a part, and which responds to me when I ask. Divine mind knows the answers to all my problems, and the answers that I need come effortlessly to me. Whenever I need, the answers are there. I give my problems to the great mind of God, the source of all creation. I let go of them, confident that the correct answers are coming to me. There can be no obstacle in the mind of God, which is within me. Everything that I need for my work and fulfillment is coming to me. I perceive the hand of the divine intelligence all around me. This intelligence which created all things is within me and all around me. My body is a manifestation of pure spirit, and this spirit is perfect. Therefore, my body is perfect. I enjoy the riches of life, and each day brings constant evidence of the power and wonder of the universe. I am confident, I am serene, I am sure. I am one with divine mind. Each moment of each day brings my life closer to realization. My work in this world is being accomplished now. Success, harmony, and peace are mine. All of life exists within me. Here in my heart and mind, in the depths of my being, the truth is apparent. I accept truth and understanding, which comes to me now. I am the center of the universe. The universal mind has made itself manifest through me. My purpose in life is to reach ever upward and outward, to expand in knowledge, love, and unity. I place my future in divine hands. I keep my thoughts focused on truth. I am filled to overflowing with the power, abundance, and love of the universe, which is within me and all around me. I am one with the Source. I am oneness. And we will close today with the prayer for protection, which was written by James Dillard Freeman. We're going to use it like an affirmation. The light of God surrounds me. And now say, I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is. And I am safe and secure. The Lord watches between me and thee while we are absent, one from the other, and helps us to know that we are all one in spirit. and so it is. Blessed be. Namaste. Amen.